And we are rolling, guys. It is scintillating. It is a can of whoop ass. We are back in third spot. We are 2-0 against a Nottingham Forest. And God, I just been running around screaming my lungs out because guess what? I did a prayer for Lady Fortuna. I prayed for the footballing gods that today give us strength to get those vital 3 points to solidify our top three. And barring that Newcastle drop points yesterday, barring that also Spurs being Spursy yesterday, it was important 3 points today. Um, I am being joined by a scintillating panel. They are waiting in the background. But before we continue, guys, if you haven't done it yet, hit the like and subscribe button and let's go. Let's kick on the show. Good evening, good afternoon, people, and welcome to Mufc Realist TV. This is Mick Ruby, and I have my debutant. Where I point into the left here, 𝒊𝒒 Post. How you doing,
This
Sal?
way. This way, the other way.
Crossway. I'm cross-eyed at the moment. What a victory, Sal. Tell me,
Fantastic.
What's your feeling? What do you feel at the moment, Habibi?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
You feeling Qatari?
I'm feeling Qatari, yeah. Well, I've been in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling good. I was with the injury. It weren't a great start, was it? I mean, Sabitzer injured.
Yeah.
In the warm-up. I mean, good. I thought, how much luck? How unlucky can we get? I mean, oh goodness me! It's like I've never seen it in my life. Like, how many injuries are we going to get? I was just waiting for De Gea to pull up. He pulled up in the game as well, didn't he? Well,
Yeah.
that's it. It's over. The hair goes up. We're gonna.
I was praying for the footballing gods. I was doing some sacrifice in the morning and said, "Please give us something." But you know what they say: God gives, God takes, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's like a house of cards. Like they give us something back. They call us a spade for spade, but in return, looking at the lineup, going like, "What the hell's going on here?" Like why is Dalot playing
left back?
And then you look at the sheet. Malacia is injured, right? And then you hear a pundit saying, Sabitzer injured himself in warm-up, and it's going, great, Sal. Come on.
I couldn't believe it. I thought people were joking. I thought he was joking. I thought, come on. What's going on? But you expect it. You expect it with the amount of games we've been playing. I mean, we've just been lucky that we could still field an 11. To be honest with you, because the amount of games we've been playing over the last months, especially since December. It's been crazy and high intensity games as well.
Literally been playing like 3 games a week since December, right? I think so, yeah. Oh, I don't know if Sal is still there. He's kind of frozen. But I was saying
I'm back.
You're back.
Back in action, yeah.
I was saying we literally been playing 3 games a week since December, so no wonder. We've been lucky in a way that we kind of got away with injuries, but it's kind of caught up with us at this sort of what is it, like 9 games left of the Premier League. We're deep in the quarterfinals, semi-finals, FA Cup as well, looming around the corner. And I just feel like Ten Hag has just had to dig deep in the goodie bag and see what can I mix, and what can I pull up, and off you go. Dalot on the left back, but Dalot for me was brilliant today because he kind of played that hybrid role. He played he was cutting into the midfield as well, supporting that midfield range, allowing sort of Eriksen to play together with Casemiro, and allowing Bruno to play in his favorite position, which is number 10. And Bruno, for me today, Sal, it was amazing. He was immense.
It was incredible. Absolutely. That's probably his performance of the season. He was everywhere. 100%. He was everywhere. And I'm worried about Thursday because it would have been ideal to have him on there on Thursday,
I see him on the telly now having an interview. That was a captain's performance, according to my opinion.
I don't know what the criticism amazing player. He's playing every single week, twice, 3 times a week. He's been unbelievable for us. And, you know, we got to start giving him the credit he deserves. Today he was immense. I mean,
he's standing there with. I'm looking at it right now on the screen. I cannot show it, obviously, because of copyright issues, right? So he's standing there with Diogo Dalot, two Portuguese magnificos talking to each other. Oh man, my God! I mean, we will clearly miss him though, Sal, on Thursday.
Yeah,
but
we will.
He needs a break. He needs a break.
He does, though. He does. But that's Manchester United. I mean, we always play well when we're under adversity, you know, when we've got players out, etc. It's like when Jose Mourinho was there. We had our two centre-back pairings out, you know, and we had our top scorer out, Ibrahimovic at the time. We went on to win the Europa League, and, you know, we still done it. I mean, that's how United are. You know, Champions League final, we had Scholes and Keane out. It's just the way we do it. We don't do it the easy way, you know, and we're just going to have to fight and just keep supporting the team. Because
that's 100%. I've sent the link out to people. They're slowly coming in. I mean, I guess they've been running around the backyard screaming. It was 2-0 scintillating win. We are back in third spot. What are we? We're clear of Newcastle with 3 points right now, aren't we? Yeah. And Spurs being Spursy. But you know what? We are Manchester United, and we have this never say die mentality. And what do you say, Botswana Papi, all the way from the USA? Botswana Papi, how you doing? Knock knock.
Who's there?
The finger.
Diogo.
How you doing, mate?
I'm great. I'm so happy. I love the fact that Diogo Dalot was the person who got that chance, because I'm not sure if say if it was @𝒊𝒄𝒌, I'm not sure if that's going in, you know, like it required a certain type of composure, and Diogo Dalot has that, and I'm just so happy. Lots of great performances from players on the pitch, including Keylor Navas, but you know, lots of positive things to be excited about right now, you know.
Papi, I was almost tempted to change the headline title, like, you know, Bruno versus Navas, because that's what it felt like, you know. I just felt like, come on, Bruno, put it behind Navas, and it was so close, the crossbar. He pinged that fucking, I'm sorry for swearing, he pinged that ball so hard, and I don't know how Navas, at the age of 37, reached out and just put his fingertips. That would have been a perler of a goal. Perler.
I know. I mean, but Navas's brilliance, it was even like on he, you know, even the goal that Antony dos Santos scores, Martial does not score that one-on-one with Navas, and it's Navas's brilliance that blocks it. And also you know, he also blocked Martial's also, not, I mean, Antony dos Santos is one-on-one as well. So Navas is just a brilliant game all round together.
I must tell a joke. He turned into Prime Navas, but he's not. You know what I mean?
He turned into Prime himself.
He turned into a Primal himself, Prime Navas. So yeah, 100%. But in terms of first half, Sal, like, you know, were you feeling a little bit nervous the first 5-10 minutes? And again, we saw within the first minute, it happened last week as well. Sancho almost scoring, just like,
almost,
you know,
scoring. Yeah, I feel for the lad. He's one of my favorite players. He's one of my favorite players at Dortmund. He was one of my favorite. I was screaming out, sign Sancho. I don't know what's wrong with him, to be honest. He's playing well in patches, but I just feel like he needs a run of games, because to be honest, before he had that, I think it was that injury, wasn't it? He was playing well, to be honest with you. At the beginning of the season, he was one of our star players at the time. But I feel for him. He needs a goal. He needs a couple of goals to go his way. He's obviously got quality.
He does.
I mean, his confidence is very low. He's been through a lot, so we just have to keep supporting him. At the moment, we need him. You know, so that's all we can do.
100%, we need him. And the way I see it, guys, I don't know. Everyone has an opinion. I call it a spade. I call it realist opinions. I know that he's been going through some mental issues. You know, I also gone through mental issues, so I know what it is all about. And then looking at, okay, ease him in, be what it'll be this season, but come back fresh and strong after a preseason training together with Antony as well, right? Antony came on with this massive price tag, this pressure, and I was so relieved to see Antony score his first goal in 6 months in the Premier League today, right? Even if it was a tap in, but Antony today showed class. Antony was the one that passed the ball also. You saw that threading ball. He was cutting in, threading in, and passing it to Dalot. And he's done this before, like in a kind of, okay, come on. Spit it up.
And that was also his first Premier League assist, by the way.
He was. Yeah.
Goodness.
But for
Wow.
me
Didn't know
right
that.
now, boys, for me right now, it is just the squeaky bum time, right? To be honest, squeaky bum. I mean, we have like eight Premier League games to go, right? Just jump on one leg, do whatever you want, just get over the line, right? Today was so important that we actually solidified that third spot. For me, it doesn't really matter if we finish third or fourth, as long as we get that Champions League spot. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, that's all that matters, to be honest. I mean, if someone told us at the beginning of the season we'll win a trophy and get top
You would
four,
say you're mad.
yeah, you see, come on, like, but we're in line to win 2-3 trophies, so you know, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, the game on Thursday is very important, and if we get through that, I feel like we'll win the tournament. To be honest,
Right.
But it's a tough game in Seville.
Yep. Guys, for you that's waiting for Jay Daly, he's kind of having some internet problems like Manchester United. Like we have some injuries. We're falling down like a house of cards. We're waiting for the spade to call the spade, but he's apparently had some bad internet. And I advise him, you can come on, you just show off your video. If it doesn't work, come off. But Jay is a perfectionist. So we'll see if Jay's coming on. He's got the link. But in the meantime, let's go to the comments. Let's see what the people are saying. We have Solo in the house from the Man United agenda. Big up, Solo. Follow the Man United agenda. You can see me there on Big Up Agenda. You can see Papi there as well. Sometimes Papi does the,
Friday
watch
night.
alongs.
Oh, and sometimes I do watch alongs too with Man United agenda. Exactly.
I personally cannot do watch alongs. I am too. I don't know. I'm just too ADHD. I cannot do it. Right. Big up Solo. Big up Solo. We have also in the house Absalom Williams. Good day, lads. Depends on where you are. Good day. Good day. Good day. For me, I am back. I am back and in Sweden out of all the places because I live in Sweden right now. But I've been away 5.5 months in Thailand, Asia Pacific. So it has been brutal. Like 3 days a week, watching the games 3 a.m. in the morning. I mean, that is also doing the post-match analysis and going to sleep 6 a.m. So I'm just happy to be back on where in normal time zones.
And hopefully, Mick, that means you'll probably be able to come to one of the Friday happy hours because I've been feeling really horrible inviting you at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, of course.
When people are like relaxed and it's like,
it is always a pleasure to come on your channel. Like, people that don't know, Football Power Hour is the funniest guy ever. Like, we kind of bounce on each other with humor and bands and stuff, but we also talk serious talks about football, right? So definitely looking forward to come on and just send me invites. And anyone that wants to come on this channel as well, drop us an email, drop us a DM. This is a channel that allows you to be a real fan for real, no matter where you are, big and small account, Twitter, whatever you are. We are a Manchester United community. Let's go on to see more what Absalom Williams again with a contribution. What an important win. Erik ten Hag was spot on with his subs, and what a professional performance by the lads. Guys, take it away. I absolutely agree with Absalom here. Who wants to comment on that one?
Yeah, I mean, everyone was 8 out of 10 today, even the manager, the substitutes. Everything went to plan. The team started a bit shaky, but we got there in the end, started to dominate the game. I was really impressed with the forward line, really impressed. The interchanging, the Antony was superb. Those crosses from Bruno, I haven't seen some crosses like that since David Beckham, I'm telling you. Some of those crosses were, eye of a needle stuff. Unbelievable.
There was even one point when he was complaining to Anthony Martial, hey, I deliver you this perfect bada bing, bada boom. I deliver you this perfect ball. And where were you, eh?
I know.
Hey. It was a perfect ball. It should have been 8 like it was in 1999.
Yeah.
I was pretty much going to piggyback on that, saying it was the first time I saw crosses that were dangerous, that were, incisive and sort of, most of the time to an actual target, and obviously there was a few moments where the ball went across the post, and if we had somebody attacking the far post, then that's also would have produced a moment of a goal or something close, but the interesting thing to take note from the performance was the absence of our go-to weapon. Had to mean that we now we're not doing the dink ball a lot anymore. I think I saw maybe one or two dink balls to like Sancho, but that was it. It was a different kind of like, we're looking for different solutions, and seeing Martial's impact on that, and how he's able to draw players and create space for others. It was just, it took a while for all of that to gel, but the moment we started really kind of like feeling like we were in control, I think it really happened after some time after the second half, because that second goal was always like, when is it gonna come? When is it gonna come? When is it gonna come? And there was a moment in the second half, probably like 65th or something like that, when we just started having a few waves of attacks, and then then we was a little bit more in control. But amazing professional performance from Ten Hag and all the players as well.
I'm so
Exactly.
relieved. I'm so relieved. I'm about saying Botswana, Papi. Ahmad, big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Ahmad
Shout
was on
out to
the
you,
channel
Ahmad.
last week as well. Ahmad, how are you doing, mate? How are you doing? Welcome to Mufc Realist TV. Guys, one thing that I want to take away from this performance and from this setup today, I agree. There was barring that, we scraped. Eric Ten Hag probably scraped. He looked at who can I put on, and I think he put on the best team available. But one thing was clear and obvious for me. That was the midfield triangle, something that we missed ever since December, January, like before Ericsson got injured. Barring that, Sabitzer got injured in the warm-up, gave actually the opportunity for Ericsson to go back in his old role, but he was playing a little bit more deeper. But what we saw was this triangle, like, we saw that tiki-taka between Bruno, Ericsson, Sancho, right? And a little bit of Anthony Dos Santos as well. But having Bruno and Ericsson playing that, like, tiki-taka football allows runners to go forward as well. Like, so you didn't see much of a dinky balls, but you saw more of that old tiki-taka before the injury to Ericsson. I don't know. This was my pair of goggle eyes that saw that. I don't know if anyone else picked it up. But for me, it was more of controlling that midfield. There was more of a flow of passing, more astute passing, right? We didn't give away the ball that much. But one thing that I want to come back to, right, from the first half, it was for me a team performance, no, without shadow of a doubt. It was for me man of the match. I think everyone can agree with that. But guys, drop a like to this video. Let us know who your man of the match is. But for me, it has to be Bruno Fernandes. It has to be Bruno Fernandes, right? Bruno Fernandes for me is the club captain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say. But looking at the defense, right? Everyone on Twitter, on the socials, having a little bit of a meltdown to say, oh my God, Lindelof and Maguire again. Oh my God, what are we going to do? I didn't see Lindelof do one single mistake. I didn't see Maguire do many mistakes either. That he got that first early yellow card, right? And that got me a little bit worried. Like, what happens if he gets a second? And that was almost close. But there was sort of that was quite strong, like in defending De Gea, and De Gea actually kept a clean sheet, right? It's, for me, 100% Bruno was the man of the match. What was yours?
I went with Antony. I agree. Bruno, first half, matter of fact, I was doing the watch along and I was just like, okay, Bruno's man of the match for sure. And then Antony, for me, second half redeemed himself, and just just by thin hair got a little bit marginally over Bruno, because he was just so alive. He became alive. He became, a player that, fine, put those
Mm.
3 or 4 wasted shots aside, there was a lot of like dynamic movement in his play. There was a lot of passes that some were hard for the opponents to read, and the really really great assist that he got was just something that was a chef's kiss, because like you could see it coming if you know, because we had the camera angle. But you know, he just had a beautiful performance, and fine, the goal he got is a tap in, but he also had a key pass and an assist, a goal, you know. And so, you know, so it was just one of those things where I was just like, it's time to give this guy a little bit of flowers and give him a little bit of confidence.
100%.
But, you know, that's how I ended up with Antony as my man of the match. What about you, Sal?
Yeah, I think, I mean, he deserves all the props as well. Him and Antony and Bruno were superb. My man of the match was Bruno. It's just fortunately he didn't score that goal where Navas saved it, just about saved it from the corner almost. That would have been the icing on the cake for me. I'm glad Antony played well, because he had a lot of stick unfairly, I feel, from the media. So I'm glad Antony played well. He was taking on the players and he looked confident, and we need to bring that into Sevilla game. If we can control the game like that against Sevilla, I think we'll go through. Yeah, the technical side of the game we showed, I felt it was one of the best performances of the season. Okay, the defence, it was a little bit shaky, but you expect that. They haven't played together for months,
I agree.
Yeah, so
but still, from a overall performance, I give it to Bruno Fernandes. I mean, from minute get-go to the end, he was the warrior. He was the registra for me. But from a work ethic perspective, I'm so happy for Antony dos Santos that he scored his goal. He assisted the second goal. His work ethic was, you know, there. But one thing that I want to see more from Antony dos Santos, and this is my expectations, is that he actually challenges and takes on his man more on the wing, right? Something that I also want to see Jadon Sancho do more often, instead of cutting inside, right? We saw, of course, like, you know, there was one instant where Sancho did that, and he was pulled down, like, you know, in the shirt, you know, and the player got a yellow card. Who was it actually who did that? Was it Nico Williams? Was it? Yeah, it was Williams. But that just shows you how potent he is when he takes on his man, goes to the byline, and just, you know, drives on his man. You know, there's no chance they can catch up Sanchez. He's so technical, gifted player, and I want to see more on that. Maybe not this season, but, you know, give him a full preseason. Give Antony also a full preseason, and off we go next season again. But so important right now that we are, like, you know, almost solidified in the top four. The ones that are worrying me at the moment, it is actually Villa and Brighton at the moment, because Spurs is being Spursy. They don't worry me at all. Newcastle, we've seen that the wheels are kind of coming off. Is it overachievement? Maybe so. We got Man United mania. Tommy in the house. Antony from the fella by BR. What does BR mean? I'm dyslexic. Sorry, Tommy. But, you know.
Oh, that's Brazil. The Brazilian flag.
Yeah, Brazil. Yes, Boca Bonito. Where is Jay? Where is Jay? Epsilon. Jay is having internet issues. He's apologizing. He's trying to get on. But the show must go on. If Jay comes on, he comes on. If not, you just let us know that you know, he's trying. He has been having crap internet all day. So anyway, Ayush still in the house. Ayush, where have you been, my friend? Hi from number one transfer guru. Ayush, namaste. How are you doing? Long time I haven't seen you, friend. Ayush, thanks to the West Ham to keep London free, noise from pollution. Clean environment is good for the human survival. I don't know, but it's okay. I guess you're talking about Arsenal bottling 2-2. Guys, that is heating up. That is heating up, like, you know.
I think they've blown it, to be honest with you. I don't think they're going to come back.
Yeah, it's heated up. It's already blown. Exactly. So
they've blown it. I mean,
it's like the Nord Stream pipeline is gone. Yeah. Too much gas.
They've blown it. It's just predictable, isn't it? Arsenal, you know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose the next game or the next game. But I wanted them to win. I don't want City to win the treble if possible.
Read me. How can they win the treble? The only thing, if they win the treble, is if we go to the final and City goes to the final in the FA Cup, then we can stop them winning a treble. That means that we can technically also win a treble if we win the FA Cup and if we win the Europa League. True? Hey?
True.
So who's to say that they can win the treble? Right. The ones that can stop them is Manchester United at the moment. Right?
True.
Sorry, dry coughing. But in general, I mean, if we look at the second half, the first half for me, I swear to God, I was nervous, right? Didn't know really what to expect, but I thought we controlled the game. That was pretty much the tactics, like, sit back a bit, drive forward when we can, sit back a bit, invite pressure, drive forward as again. And we saw it in the second half again. They came up with a crowd that pushed us a little bit, but we got out of that press, and they never looked like they looked toothless to me currently. The only chance that they had was to gang up on De Gea in the corners and try to score one in, right? In terms of the play of people say the man of the match, but what was the ball of the match in terms of ball playing the match?
Bruno, definitely. There's Bruno. Oh well, the goal. Firstly, it was Antony, wasn't it? Who passed the ball, wasn't it?
The second,
the second goal, yeah, to Dalot. Yeah, that was the ball of the match. That pass was world class to Antony. Yeah. So, but we had a few good balls.
There was a few good balls.
Yeah.
There was also another good ball that was sent by David De Gea to Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
His De Gea's distribution was just so beautiful today.
It was
like,
perfect.
Oh.
It was perfect. All the haters out there wanting him to slip up.
Right? Exactly. They were waiting for that clip.
We're waiting for that clip.
And yeah, he was just beautiful in his distribution, and also I think that was the ball of the match for me. It didn't end, that phase didn't end in a play, but it was in a goal. But it was very close. It was a final third entry that was directly created by David De Gea.
Yeah. For me, there was so many instances in the game. I'm looking from a team collective. The first goal was quite beautiful as well. I mean, how we played with Martial linking up and stuff like that. That was a brilliant team goal. And then just the tap on at the end,
By the way, Mick, people always say Martial is lazy. Flip that. That's a Martial press, winning the ball, and then getting.
It's what I jokes aside, I call it martial law, right?
Nice.
Because you never know with Martial, either you get like
inshallah
warrior, inshallah, like either you get the warrior go all in Martial, or you get that injured Martial. You never know what you're gonna get with Martial. But when Martial is on fire, when his mind is set to it, when his body is fit, I mean, that is the prime Martial that I want to see. I never given up on Martial. Is Martial the one to lead the line next season? Maybe as a second striker, because his injuries have shown that he's not reliable. We definitely need a first choice striker to come in. I don't know about Weghorst. I don't like to slag players, but for me, it's just been a loan. Like, it's been a good loan, but it hasn't really paid off, But it's clear and obvious, okay, Martial could not play the full 90 minutes. Martial need to be taken off to rest, because we certainly have to go to Sevilla, on Thursday, to play. So I think Weghorst came in and did a job. But guys, do you see Erik ten Hag keeping Weghorst past this season? Hot debate.
No. I think he's a good lad, but he's not good enough on the pitch. So
yeah,
I can't see it.
Erik ten Hag's famous words, Sal. Good isn't
good enough, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Go ahead.
Tommy's staying.
I feel sorry for him though. He seems like a good dressing room, etc. But because of that fair play, we have to, with foreign rule, etc. We have to balance it a little bit. He'll probably have to be back at Burnley next season. We might live to regret that next season.
But he had his time of his life. He played for Manchester United. He got a trophy.
Yeah, and a trophy.
He got to play under floodlights, under Old Trafford. It's every boyhood's dream. I would give my left testicle for this one, to be honest, to play for Manchester United. Sorry, YouTube algorithm. Man United Mania. Tommy says Weghorst knows he's going back to Burnley. You can tell. Now, Martian's back. He's losing his head. Don't want to see veggie horse anymore. Thank you for your loyal service. I always appreciate your realist comments, Tommy. But at the end of the day, I mean, what were we supposed to do in the January transfer window? We didn't have any budgets. We had to scrape. We have to loan players. And one positive thing that came out of that loan was actually Sabitzer, right?
Mhm.
I would like us to consider if we can get him, as what reports are saying, 25 million euros on a permanent deal. I would take him. I would snap him. How about you, lads?
Yeah, I would. 20 million, they were saying, weren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, 100%. 100%. Very.
I'll jump in because he's paused. Like, I think.
Yeah, he's frozen. He's like
yeah.
the movie Frozen. Let it go, let it go.
Yeah, for
It's
the
the Abu
price,
Dhabi internet.
Yeah,
for the
Tommy.
price service. Oh, he's back. Salah's back.
I'm back. It's all right. Finish me off. Finish.
No, it was that. It was a pause. It was for the price. Sabitzer is an amazing acquisition, and also the fact that he's already got some Ten Hag education right now. He's already got his preseason. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a signing that's just putting us ahead in terms of like many aspects, and he has a lot of qualities that for me, as I called him before, we I think on this channel, before he came, it was if Fred and Ericsson had a baby, his name would be Sabitzer, and so it's like I don't draw too much on the imagination, Mick. but the whole point is that he gives a skill set that's slightly different and that we need. He has the physicality that is a primary requirement in the Champions League, and in the way that like we want. I mean, in the Premier League and obviously Champions League, we want to compete there, obviously. But the skill sets that he brings to the table are adding so much, and his eye for goal too. He's got it, that shot.
Oh, he disappeared as well, right? Oops.
Goodness.
I don't know. He disappeared. People are having internet problems today. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. It is.
Daly couldn't come on. He's got internet problem. Botswana Papi sits in Boston, USA. You're in Abu Dhabi. Truly international. I just want to go to a comment from Man United Mania. Let's say, let's show this. Also, let's talk about Ericsson and Bruno both conducting the play all game. 100%. We're talking about that. I'm going to bring on Botswana Papi again because he disappeared. I'm going to bring back what I diluted before, right? So, responding to you, Man United Mania, is because Jay Daly and I always talk about the Bermuda Triangle of Manchester, and that was starting from Martinez, Casemiro, and Martinez, Varane, and Casemiro. Now that the Varane is injured, Martinez is injured, we're seeing that midfield triangle, which is the new mini triangle of Manchester, which is now we're seeing Bruno, Ericsson playing along with Antony Martial. That link-up tiki-taka play that we haven't seen since before the World Cup, right? When everything was flowing fine. I mean, obviously, our season couldn't have gone so much different if it wasn't from those scissor tackles to Ericsson, right? Broke his ankle, and the ugly scissor tackles on we're talking about Van de Beek, almost broke his knee, right? And then also another scissor tackle on a youngster called Garnacho. These kind of the key players, that we kind of played without also, right? And now we also lost Rashford for a groin injury. So, barring that we got the 2-0 today, I know that Nottingham Forest is battling for relegation, but relegation teams are often dangerous when they are actually scrapping for points, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, that was massive 3 points today.
Yeah, they're good at home as well. They haven't lost many games at home. The only game they've lost in the last 10, I think, is 1 against Newcastle. That was it. They're good at home. They're a good team at home. So, we give ourselves credit for that win. It was a good performance, a dominant performance, and I'm proud of the team today, definitely. Especially what's been going on with the week, with the news of Carlisle Group and all this Glazer stuff, what's been going on again, which is hampering our mood somewhat every single week. Until we get to there, then it's like there's a new thing with the Glazers, and
there's a new dawn coming. Trust me.
the new
Trust me.
dawn. Yeah, we hope so. We hope so.
What's the noise
Inshallah.
coming out from UAE, Abu Dhabi? You know, you living there. Is there any noise coming out?
I'm hearing a lot about. Well, I live in Abu Dhabi, so it's pro Manchester City. You know, so it's like you see Manchester City posters everywhere. You know, on skyscrapers everywhere. You can't get away from it. I'm hearing that Qatar, they got something lined up. So a couple of my friends have said that you know, we're going to hear something within the next month or so. But I can't trust anyone at the moment. I'm not in the know. I'm not in the know, but I just don't want to tempt fate. I'll just hopefully they can pull some out of the bag, you know, just to get those Glazers out and those greedy leeches away from our club, you know, because the injuries this season, I'm not even overreacting, but the injuries and suspensions we've had this season, it's not far-fetched to say we would have been in the challenge title race.
Yeah,
you know,
we got
especially
sabotaged.
We were, it was in our hands at one point where we could have been top, you know, but it's just the injuries and suspensions killed us.
And some referees and very awful refereeing and VARs.
Corruption and all that business. Corruption and all that business.
It's like, you know, they don't want us to, you know, be back, right? You know, even if you look at the takeovers, you know, some people lodged a complaint, you know, to be owned all of a sudden by Qatari or Middle Eastern owners. Like this sheer hypocrisy. For me, it's just like
there is. Miguel Delaney deleted me. It blocked me on
He did
Twitter.
me too.
No way.
Yeah.
He deleted everyone. He spent full-time job, like, you know, deleting Manchester United fans on Twitter, to be honest. But for me, at the end of the day, right, knowing what I know that there's a lot of media spin at the moment. The media don't know pretty much what's going on, right? So you just don't fall for the media spin. It is Ramadan at the moment, right? So we're coming to the very end of Ramadan, and people that know is, you know, they are fasting. They know that it's going to intensify with prayers and stuff. And then comes the Eid Mubarak break, and when you have 4 days off and just celebrating festive seasons, there is no such thing as a third bid. For what I understood, the third bid is, well, we're talking transfer, not transfer, but takeover. But the third bid is pretty much the due diligence, like, you know, where this is a lot of money involved, right? So there's the legal representatives are like, what about this? What about that? What about this? Can you do something about that? There's been just paperwork flying back and forward, right? So you have something called a memorandum of understanding, right? So I've been told from the Qatari side that they have put in substantial amounts, something that is way over the estimation price, something that I don't want to talk about here right now. But in general, it's 200% over the overall evaluation, which is more than the Glazers deserve. Now, if I go back into the January market in terms of sabotage, Glazers was sabotaging even us to even, you know, get to win. I mean, we were never supposed to win the league, but at least we are where we are thanks to Erik ten Hag, right? Yeah. So what he's been given, he's been working with two hands behind his back and got the best out of these players. Because if you look at the team that he inherited, goes all the way back from, I mean, I'm going to talk about Phil Jones, goes all the way back from Erik van Gaal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then you have Jose Mourinho players, then you have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer players, some signing under, was it
I mean, Phil Jones was like, obviously, he's, you know, Ferguson time.
Fergie time,
yeah. Ferguson time, but we still got Bay, Tuanzebe still there. You know, it's still the same players there.
Am I the only one that loves Bay? I love Bay.
I did as well. It's just his injury record was crazy as well.
He's a crazy man.
I think someone needs to look at our medical team because we're getting too many injuries. We're getting far too many injuries. And not just this season, throughout the last few years. Martial, Bay, all these players, and big players as well, getting injured. It's a bit crazy. I would look at our medical team, to be honest with you. Because
100%. But I'm just looking forward to conclude this season, go finish off strong, as well as say, you know, I don't care if you're limping on one leg, whatever, run on 3 legs, crawl, just get us over the line, right? If I had to choose, like, you know, would you sacrifice FA Cup or Europa League just to get in top 4? I would say no, right? Go. We are Manchester United, right? I'm not going to get giddy, but we won 1 trophy. That's great. It's been 6 years since we won a trophy last. But I would say go for it, man. Go for it. I mean, guys, looking ahead, Thursday, right? Thursday we're playing Sevilla, right? Papi, any nervousness regarding that, or do you think we'd be all right?
A lot of nervousness. I mean, I see that Christian Eriksen has, his statement is something around the likes of, "Oh, we're looking forward to getting revenge on Sevilla." And anytime somebody talks about getting revenge, I get nervous. But the main thing, though, is the fact that Bruno's absence is going to be a big miss. We saw today that him and Christian Eriksen were the players that were making sure that we had a lot of final third entry passes. That they were the main backbone for that. So it's just going to be Eriksen with most of the work, and we're going to see how that's also going to have to sort of like the team has to settle and gel with that new configuration without Bruno. So that is the main reason why I'm nervous.
But you know what? You must be over the moon today that Eriksen actually got the chance to play from the start. It was kind of a dress rehearsal, right? For Thursday.
Right. Yeah. And the fact that Martial is incrementally getting 10 more minutes more. So today was 70.
Yeah. 70.
So Sevilla might be 80, so I'm still nervous, but hopeful. What about you, Sal?
I'm hopeful. I know it's really hard to play in Seville. We did it before. It's a tough place to go. It's just that Bruno thing was a little bit over the top. It was just, we could cope without the defense, but without Bruno. Now we're going to have to play McTominay with Casemiro, probably move Eriksen to number 10. It's going to be like a makeshift sort of team. I'm a bit worried about that game, to be honest. I didn't want to see McTominay, obviously because of obvious reasons, but I feel like if we get the first goal, I think we'll go on to win the game. They're not a great Sevilla side, and I know kiss of death and all that, but they're not a great Sevilla side. They just got the luck. How much luck did they get the other night? So,
yeah.
It's just the balls come off the knee, the head, the back, and then it went into the back of the net. It's just one of them ones. For me, it can finish two ways. We'll comfortably win, or we'll struggle and draw, and they'll go all the way to penalties like that. We'll have heart attacks again, and and blah blah blah. They've done us a few times. They've done us a few years ago, didn't they? In that neutral.
Yeah, but it's not the same Sevilla as in the past, right? If you call a spade, guys, let's be real, right? We were bossing that game at Old Trafford, it was just a freakish accident the last 10 minutes, basically, when we got the injury of Martinez. We were not even allowed to sub in somebody, right? So we literally played with 10 men, and the goals was just freak accidents, the pinball in Malaysia. And I was actually listening. I had my stereo headsets on when the ball came flying in, and I can hear somebody screaming, "Let it go," right? I can hear it, right? And he was a little bit hesitant, and then he hit Malaysia's leg, and then pinball ricochet of De Gea. That's just a freak accident. That's just Lady Fortuna footballing gods giving them a chance, right? People say that Sevilla, it's their cup, right? Obviously, that's our bogey team, right? But I'm confident. We've beaten Barcelona, what? We've beaten Real Betis. Why can't we not beat them? Because the only 2 goals they scored was just freak accidents, OGs, right? I mean, the last goal...
It's just the team. If it was our first team, I'd be so confident we're gonna smash them, Yeah. Just that we're gonna have to now take Bruno out as well and try and reorganize that midfield again.
I think also the Sabitzer was set down today. He felt a little bit of a niggle, and they didn't want to risk him because they see Sabitzer to play on Thursday night, right? So in terms of the midfield going down to Sevilla, okay, you have Casemiro, you have Fred, and Sabitzer, right? Sabitzer can play as the number 10. Or you can play McTominay if he fit, but I don't really like Mac sideways, to play because it doesn't offer much more of a physicality. I call him the bishop because the bishop always goes sideways and knocks down people, in chess. So, but I see us lining up similar to what we did today, in terms of the front line as well. And we just have to get the first goal and off we go.
It might be easier over there, to be honest with you. There might be more space to play, but just thank God there ain't away goals. You know, that's it. We
Right.
just play to win. That's it. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble.
100%. Like, okay, so comfortably, what do we have next? We're not playing league games until what? The end of the month, right? We're playing Spurs away, right? And Spurs being Spursy.
Spurs being Spurs. We should beat Spurs. It should be easier than Brighton, I think.
Yeah.
Bournemouth. Yeah. What a brain fart yesterday, to be honest, mate. I knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah, because they should have beat Arsenal. Yeah. They should have beat Arsenal as well. They were, 2 goals in the last 10 minutes or something like that, So they should beat Arsenal. They're a good team. The Premier League, you can't take anyone for granted. You can't just turn up and, unless it's Southampton or something like that. But,
yeah, but this is Premier League, like,
even Southampton as Chelsea.
But this is what I love about Premier League, guys. You could never, that's what I call it, footballing gods, right? Don't ever take it out in advance that you're going to win, because anyone can lose against Bournemouth or a Southampton or whatever. It's a banana skin. Premier League for me is the most competitive league, or the best super league in the world right now, right? We got the best players, best coaches, and you sits in Abu Dhabi. I don't even bother about City anymore. Like, even if they win the league or even if Erling Haaland score, it doesn't mean anything to me because they don't have any fan base.
Exactly. Would you rather Arsenal or Man City win the league?
That is a good question. Like, let's say you're the judge and you sentence me to death.
I'm from London, so I know what they're like.
All right. No, let's hypothetically speaking, you just ask me the question. I'm on death row, right? I'm accused, and you ask me the question, how do you want to die? Do you want City to win or Arsenal to win? What should I answer? Like, should I have a slow death or a fast death? No. The thing is, if Arsenal win, my best friend, my brother from another mother, he's from London as well. He's a Gooner supporter. We speak every day. He said to me, like, even if we don't win the league, we're fine because we were never meant to be in this spot in the beginning, right? In the rebuild, same as you, we're a young team, but watch out for next year. So he's happy just to get top 4 in Champions League because they haven't been there for a long time. On the other hand, City, the cheating City, that I said, like, they don't bother me because the banter is not there on Twitter. The banter is not there on social. There's no fan base, right? But Arsenal, the way the banter, the way the fan base are, like, I couldn't take it, right? I could not take it.
I still suffer from 1998 and 2004. I still suffer. I still have flashbacks of the way they were, because during the 90s I was at school, so we were just dominating everything. And they won the double in 1998, and you didn't hear the last of it. It was, oh my goodness me, it was just so much. It was just too much. Because I was always humble. We won a lot of things. I was always like, oh, that's all right. No worries. Next season you'll do something. No worries. We're a good team. Blah, blah, blah. And then 2004, obviously, the Invincibles, they came along. And it's just the fan base, to be honest. And I suppose it's who you're raised with. That's the thing. Man City were just a League One side when I was young. They're like Sean Gota, Uwe Rosler, and all them. They weren't a real team. So yeah, and it's always been kind of a soft rivalry. Back in the 50s, we played at Main Road. It was always
Oh no.
He froze again. When you say Invincibles, then I'm thinking about one player from Arsenal that is invincible. That was Pepe. Where happened to Pepe? Nicola Pepe. Where did he go? Did he do a Marvel, like, and play the Invisible Man? Did he get a new role in Marvel's trilogy or something? I don't know. Pepe.
I think they shipped him. They got rid of him.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's such an enigma. His career is an enigma. But he's back. He's back.
Yeah. So what's your choice? Full swing. Sal.
I was in full swing there as well.
You were giving the rant, but if you had a choice between City and Arsenal to win the league, I say City. Because why I'm saying City, because I'm confident if we go to the FA Cup, we'll be.
I think Real Madrid are doing. I think Real Madrid will do it.
Yeah,
I think Real Madrid have got that history. They got that history. People are worried about the treble, blah blah blah, and they've won it 3 times, blah blah blah. We won it 3 times twice, by the way.
If I might jump in there, Sal, to say, if they say that Sevilla it's their cup, Europa League, then Real Madrid, their cup
It's
is
their
the
cup.
Champions League.
It's their cup,
100%.
and they've got better players. They've got better players. They've got probably the best striker, one of the best strikers in the world as well. And it's a mental thing as well. No one wants to play Real Madrid. No one wants to play Real Madrid. Two legs. No one wants to play them. Look at Liverpool. I was almost certain Liverpool were going to win that last year.
Yeah.
But they still pulled it out of the bag. They still pulled it out of the bag. I just feel like the treble's ours. They're not going to get the treble. I mean, I might eat my words, live to eat my words, but it's ours.
That's all right.
Opinions, and they're not going to get it. Yeah, but they're starting to come on my timeline. To be honest with you, these City fans plucked out of from somewhere. I don't know, but they started to give me grief, and talking about City, or we're going to win the treble. TikTok, all this business, and
yeah.
All right, we'll see. But I would, in my opinion,
I've been on show with a guy from EGTV and Football Terrace, and also Colleen, and and we had discussion, and they never sort of also believe that they're just happy to finish in the top 4. But now when they are up there, I can see them suffering now, because now they're just 1 point behind. If Arsenal, they have 1 game ahead, right? But I'm confident City will win the next game, and it will
City
be.
will win it. If Arsenal lose it, it's gonna mentally, it's gonna destroy them. It's gonna destroy them.
We have enough banter credit for the next 3 years if Arsenal bottle this. Like,
Exactly.
I'm sorry, you can't be sitting number 1 all season and then just keep the seat warm for Man City when it's time to get the prize.
Guys, on the other hand, I'm a respectable football fan, right? I'm very proud of Arsenal, to be honest. What they have achieved this season. They played fantastic football, one of the best football in the league. I never expected that from them this season. So I can compare Arsenal where what we have been in the past couple of years, like an abysmal, right? There's been lack of planning, lack of vision. They've been treated like a business until Kroenke took it serious, and they've been giving Arteta like in his 3rd or 4th season with the same players, buying players. So it's not about banter. I'm just proud of where Arsenal has achieved as well, what we have achieved, because technically we can say we both have overachieved this season. Nobody expected us to be in there. People are like saying Arsenal 6th, United 7th or 6th or something. But look at where we are now. I'm more interested in what's going on under the 3rd spot. And if we open the hood under the 3rd, what's going to happen there? What do you think? Do you think Newcastle will make it? Do you think Spurs will make it? Or do you think a Brighton or Villa might creeping up? Because if you look at Villa under Unai Emery right now, they are getting some serious business done.
I think it will remain as it is. 3rd place United, Newcastle 4th. I think Newcastle, they've only got to play Arsenal, I think. And then that's it. And after that, then they're relatively okay. I think they'll do it. I think Aston Villa are a bit too far behind. Yep. And I think we'll do them at Old Trafford. I do.
Fantastic. Okay. Takeaway before we close the stream. Papi, you want to have something to say?
Well, the takeaway is
Indian, Chinese.
It's from what you just said prior to the last question you just asked, Sal, is what I admire about Arsenal is that they set a blueprint for, if you want to be a successful club, you have to back your manager, buy him players 3 transfer windows in a row, and then you can really judge that manager. But ironic that it's the season with the highest sackings right now is the merry-go-round of managers that's happening right now. So I think, though, people will look back at Arsenal season and be like, hey, maybe that's a model we can follow, or that's a blueprint like we can follow as a club, and say Newcastle believes in Eddie Howe long term and get things like that. So anyway, that's the takeaway from today's show.
One takeaway that I would take from the season in general, not about Manchester United, is the worst handling of a club. I must say, is Chelsea. To be honest, Todd Bowley. Oh my daisy! To be honest, what are you doing? And Frank Lampard should be sacked again. Your point. Wait a minute. It's like giving Frank the job is to, first to sub the substitute. First you sub somebody in, and then you take the substitute with Frank Lampard. This is how it is, right?
It's only because it's Frank Lampard. Yeah, it's only because it's Frank Lampard.
And we are
Only
the
'cause
sitting
it's Wenger.
11th. And how much money did they spend? There's no strategy. And I look back at it and it's like, this reminds me of Ed Woodward's time, right? Exactly like Ed Woodward. Clueless, clueless, clueless. And I'm going like, well, good luck next season and buying players, right?
And they're in trouble, you know. They're in
They are
trouble.
in
They got
trouble.
Arsenal away, Man United away as well. So they're in trouble. They could get relegated.
But the proof's only one point. I want to make a point here. You know, you can buy yourself player, but you can never buy culture and heart,
No,
right?
no. Oh,
And
history.
that is what Erik ten Hag is so goddamn good at, to be honest. And that's why I want to give him credit to. When he came in, we had a lot of bottlers, down toolers from last season. If you remember last season, April, May, it was game over, Red Rover. Everyone put their tools in the toolbox and walked away, right? Bob the Builder was in the house, right? It was down tooling. Erik ten Hag has come in and set the culture, set a standard, set rules, which everyone is following. Now everyone is mixed, like, you know, with Argentina spirit, with Brazilian spirit, with Dutch players, and everyone seems to fight with spirit. Like Dalot was punching the badge today. Yes, I scored. Like, you know, I haven't scored for a long time. But what it really meant to him, this is what I like to see. You know, you cannot buy culture. You know, you cannot buy a winning mentality.
If they back Ten Hag, I'm telling you, we got the new Sir Alex here, and I said it for a long time.
We do.
If they back
already.
Ten Hag, he's going to win us everything. Trust me. This guy is unbelievable. I mean, I called for his name before we appointed him as manager. He's tactically unbelievable, and as well as, like, even when Rashford was out of line, he dropped Rashford.
Yeah.
He's like, even if he's your top scorer, you drop him. It doesn't matter. If you don't behave, you're gone. That's like, it reminds me. It's
Frozen.
Gone. If you don't behave, you're gone. And now
somebody put him in the freezer box.
I just think we're lucky. We're very lucky to have.
We are so lucky. Papi, for me, it is Easter Sunday. It is Orthodox Easter Sunday for people that are Orthodox. My parents are from Serbia, of course, so they are Orthodox. So I had some Easter lunch today with my parents, of course. And we were talking about football, and my dad is a massive Manchester United supporter. So is my granddad and everything else. And we talked about that Erik ten Hag is a messiah, right? Somebody that we've been crying out since Alex Ferguson, right? We've seen time and time again the hairdryer treatment, right? And I always joke to say, like, you know, he's trying to shape the players in his own image with a hairdryer. Bold.
Definitely.
But I agree with you guys. Listen, it's been a gas. It is Sunday. I think everyone is happy. You know, Papi, happy, Papi. You know, Sal, it was a pleasure to finally get you on the channel, right?
Thanks for having me.
I hope you're having a good day in Abu Dhabi as well. It is it's time to eat, isn't it?
10 something.
Break a fast. Breaking
fast. A few hours ago, about 6 p.m. that was.
And then it's Sohor at 3, 4 something.
Yeah, so in the morning.
We covered a lot of ground. Sal, it's absolutely a pleasure. It's the first time Sal is on the channel. So can you let people know where they can find you, sir?
At Stretford Post, spelt normally, or you can find me on YouTube, Stretford Post as well, or TikTok, Salzy TV.
And Twitter as well.
Yeah, that's Stretford Post.
Stretford Post.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Papi, what final word before you die, sir?
You can before I die, you can find me on Mufc Realist TV. Hit the like button, subscribe right now to this channel.
Peace. Absolutely. And then he disappeared. What happened? I don't know. It's only me and Sal. He just said peace and it disappeared.
That's it. He dropped the mic.
Guys, like and subscribe. This is Mick Ruby. Sal, sorry about the technical issues. We were supposed to have Jay on. Jay couldn't get on. We have many people that couldn't get on today. But please tell others about this channel. Tell others about the video. Listen, see you on Thursday for sure. We have, we're going down for another cerveza and paella in Seville. I wish I could be there. Sal, you wish you could be there? Would be nice to have a cerveza.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit far at the moment. It's not London to Spain. It's just, yeah. But
Great. But
hopefully we'll have some good vibes. We'll win the game.
Until then, yeah, I really hope we will get through to the semifinals. It's let's hope that Lady Fortuna will be on our side. And until then, stay beautiful, people. Be nice to each other on the socials. We had important 3 points. I'm over the moon. This is Mick Ruby. This is Sal from Stretford Post. We had Botswana Papi on, and now I am by myself. Enjoy your Sunday and the rest of your week. Like and subscribe to this video. Bye for now. Woohoo!